Hello. Today I want to discuss the Traveler's Notebook. This is the Traveler's Notebook from Traveler's Company, previously Midori's Traveler Notebook. And I'm going to talk about it and I want to see if it's worth it. Smoke and mirrors. Okay, I guess I'll start with the not Traveler's Notebook and what sparked this idea. I have a small passport sized. This is not Traveler's Notebook. This is Robust embossed on the back. Now this is passport sized. I know Traveler's Company makes a passport sized notebook. I have only the larger size, and I want to talk about some of the differences. What's going on with my focus here. Now, Traveler's Company has a cult following. This is the cream of the crop, the best of the best. I haven't really tried others, but this is the one that is tried and true. This is not Traveler's Company. This is another Traveler's type notebook. I wrote project there, which I now realize and look at, and it looks like Protect. I don't know what I was thinking. I wanted it to be cool and etched in. It wound up not really etching that well. I received it as a gift, and I've been writing in it my video ideas. Number one, it came with 3 inserts, a lined, a dotted, and a blank. I believe the Traveler's Notebook, when I got it like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago at this point, it came with 1 insert, and I purchased multiple others. So that's one thing, that the cheaper versions might come with more inserts. Oh, and it also came with this like folder, plastic folder thing. I've looked everywhere on this book, and I found no branding of any sort. It is completely blank. But I think regardless of all the lack of that information, it still functions quite well. So one thing I do like about this book is that on the elastic strap here, it came with this little extra leather piece. And that's kind of a nice added piece to have there that doesn't exist on the Traveler's Notebook. And it also comes with this little jewel here, this little extra piece of jewelry. I feel like when I move over into the shade, the camera doesn't know what to do. So I have to move into the light. The pages that it came with bleed a lot. This is the other side of the page, unless you actually search for it. But generally speaking, lined pages are going to be of somewhat poorer quality because the makers are thinking you're going to be using a regular pen, not a calligraphy pen. This is not calligraphy pen friendly. Now, neither are the pages, the lined pages, I should say, on the Traveler's Notebook. However, the Traveler's specific notebook inserts, the pages do feel a bit thicker. Now, if you're thinking that you can mix and match, put Traveler Company notebook inserts in here, well, the Traveler's Notebook is significantly taller. So you'd have to find the specific dimensions for your book. And that's something to be aware of if you get something that is not Traveler's issued, that you're going to need to find maybe the company that makes the book and use their inserts, or just figure out the dimensions. Maybe make your own. That's something to do too. I guess because of the size, it's a little more book-like. So it kind of flies under the radar a little bit more. You see this and you're kind of like, all right, it's a journal of sorts. Where I feel like the Traveler's Notebook, being in its tall form factor, looks a bit cool. Like, oh, what is that? That's a unique sort of wispy pages kind of book. It kind of looks like a wizard book. This looks like a journal. This looks like a traveler passport of sorts. And maybe it's just my subconscious because it's called Traveler's Company, Traveler's Notebook. But I feel like this looks a bit more rugged, a bit more user-friendly than, say, something like this. And my final point as to why the Traveler's Notebook is worth it is the quality of the leather. The Traveler's Company, Midori's Traveler Notebook. The leather is just unbeatable. Like I said, I have several others. I have this passport version from Robrasum. So this leather feels similar to the outside of the Traveler's Notebook, but it's less soft. It's not as supple. The rough out is much more rough out, which you may like, but it kind of feels and looks a little bit cheaper in that way. The Traveler's Notebook is cleaner and softer. I feel like it wears and patinas much more readily. I do like the elastic that's just simple, like it doesn't have any unnecessary pieces. This as well smells like it doesn't have that beautiful leather scent that this has. I think for the Traveler's Company, it's the quality, the money you spent is all in the quality of the outer leather cover and, to a point, the inserts that you buy for it. This book feels like leather, but I don't know that it's really leather. It feels like a plastic shoe, maybe, or a shoe that has fake leather. Maybe it's faux leather, or it could be leather, but it's just really cheap. And then the inside is not, it's not a rough out at all. It's actually, it's almost like velvet. It's the opposite of smooth. And it has like this plastic finishing along the edge. And honestly, that's not to say I'm not going to use this book. I have been using the heck out of this book. I think if you're going to look for some sort of leather bound cover, leather cover that holds inserts, I will sincerely recommend the Traveler's Notebook. I think that's probably the best one out there, the most bang for your buck, the most quality for your buck, and you're going to really enjoy the way it patinas. And that's all I have to say about that. Don't fool around with any other covers, unless you like their design, of course, you know, that goes without saying. But at the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do, and, you know, do what you're going to do. Make your best decisions for you, and have it be that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I will be seeing you.